Slim.
Hey Slim, what's up, man?
Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up?
We got Tom and Kyle from I
Yo,
Got Soul here.
Let me turn some lights on, bro.
How
Yes,
you doing,
sir.
man?
Oh man, blessed man.
Nice,
Says
man.
a whole bunch of good news and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just been real. It's just been real good.
It's amazing. Like
Yeah.
I was telling Mike, congrats on having this new EPL, man. We're so happy you guys are carrying on the 112 brand and legacy, man. We love what you guys do.
Fucking right.
It's love. Hey, there's no doubt. You know what I'm saying? We got to do it. Got to.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Slim and Mike, we intentionally waited until after the EP dropped to interview you because for us, we like 112 to us, the standard is up here. It's high.
Right.
So no matter what happens with the group, whatever transitions have happened, whoever's still in the group, whoever's left the group, like the bar is still going to be high. So we had to make sure that we needed to listen to the music. And, we've heard the singles, we heard Spend It All, we heard For Us, and we're like, all right, these are good singles, but we know 112 as a group that puts out great projects. So we're like, all right, we got to wait until the project comes out.
Yeah.
I remember when that came out, I hit play, and when the intro started rolling in, I'm like, they got one. Like, they're serious about this, so man, like, just take me through the process of creating this.
Yeah, man. Well, I'm glad. Number one, I'm glad you guys are doing the interview. Like we've saw the maturation of I Got Soul, and we're just glad to be there from the ground up, if you will. So it's just you guys are we consider you family now, man. So
Appreciate you.
we absolutely love doing interviews with you guys. But the whole process was like I said, off camera. It was challenging for us at first, man, because of course we were hearing the naysayers and all the people that didn't believe that we were capable of putting that album together. So Slim and I, we made a vow to each other that if we were going to do it, we were going to do it the way that we would normally do a 112 record. You know what I mean? So we were going to, because when you say EP, normally people just give you half-ass material and just just throw it at you like, oh, I'm great. Here's my music. You gotta love it anyway. That's not 112 standard. 112 standard has always been, like you said, that bar is like super high. And we just took it up a whole nother notch, man. So if we're going to do an album, I told Slim, I said, bro, we put that bar up here, bro, with this EP. So, this album that we're talking about doing, man, it's going to have to be right up there or better. But we just made a vow to ourselves, man, that we would not half-ass and just mail EP in. We wanted to make sure that the sound was on par with 112. The harmonies was on par with 112. The subject matter was on par with 112. And just the overall vibe is something reminiscent of what you remember, but in today's, music scene or whatever. So the process, man, was dope. We got one producer, Great Scott, and he nailed it. When I tell you he freaking nailed it, as far as the music and the sound, man, it's like this dude was on a whole nother page when it comes to the music, man. And I really don't want him to know all this because he may mess around and get the big head and charge us extra, for this album and shit. But we got with Ty Smartmouth. Ty, what's Ty's last name, bro? Harris? Is it Harris? Well, he goes by Smartmouth, and
That is a good question.
yeah, like I always call him Smartmouth. I always call him Ty. But anyway, he is a diehard 112 fan, and he made sure that he set the tone for us, and also he would not allow us to go outside of 112 because he's such a 112 fan. So when we tried to veer off into somewhere else, he's like, no, that ain't 112. We was like, how you gonna tell us? But he was right. He was right on the money. So Ty, he set the tone as far as his writing ability and stuff. And then we got with Young Marco. Young Marco is just this prodigy, man. Like this dude is like 22 years old, and he's just imagine that our careers is 24 years old. This dude is 22-year-old writing songs for 112, man. And it was crazy. But he wrote "Looking for Love." And it was just we was looking for that island vibe, and he knew exactly where we wanted to go with that, and it was just amazing, man. And then NR, he's an artist as well, and he's like one hell of a songwriter as well, man. He wrote exclusive for us, and he also wrote the second verse on "Spin It All." And this team that we put together, man, it's just absolutely amazing. We got some young, hungry 112 disciples and they just came and put this awesome project together with us, you know, with our vision in their writing and production. So that's how the project came about, man. Like, and we wanted to make sure that the world knew that regardless of how many members are in 112, you're still going to get that sound when you put that 112 stamp on it.
Right.
And that's something, when I first heard the project, you know, it really felt like an extension of the 112 sound, because, you know, we're in 2020. We really don't know what a lot of 90s R&B artists are going to come with. Are they going to bring a sound that's trendy? Are they going to bring something they heard on the radio and try to do it? But you guys came with a sound that was like an extension of the 112 sound, you know, progressed to the current date. So that's what I really loved about it, and I'm glad you guys went that route.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and when we heard For Us, man, that we were going crazy when we heard that, because that's one of our favorite songs we heard this year. That's like an anthem, man. I mean, tell us about that song specifically.
Wow, that's crazy.
But you know what? I mean, Mike and I just said, you know, we're going to do it. It has to be a vintage type feel. You know, like, usually when you reintroduce yourself, it's like you have to give exactly what everybody's used to, and then you add the little flares of, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. It's like that's the kind of look we were doing. So for us, because we were looking at the times that we're in right now, and we're looking at the just everybody's like protesting. We're out in the street, we're voting, we're doing, it's just a lot of things that's going on right now, and we're touching on a lot of subjects.
Yeah.
We just feel like, you know, music is like medicine. So, you know, it's like, while you're out there, you're out there in the fight, you also got to get that medicine to pick me up type situation. So we wrote a record that we felt like that definitely heals inside of the family. You know, the king can speak to the queen says to the king. The people, and it said to everybody in the family, you know, it's for us, and it's like medicine. So of course we did it our style, you know what I mean? Yeah. Hip hop and R&B, true to that's what 112, that's what we represent. So the track is, hey, that's not a coincidence. We did that on purpose. Yeah. It had the same feel as the Flavor in Your Ear remix. Yeah. You hear that flavor, the hard beat, the grinding, you know what I'm saying? Even with the video, you see it's black and white. It was the whole Flavor in Your Ear remix type feel. We really wanted to involve, we wanted to be, you know, it just had to feel natural, you know what I'm saying? So what we did was we even had our family in. Like, you see the cute little girl, and that's Mike's daughter. You know what I'm saying? And we wanted her to be a part of it. My sons were behind the scenes. They were actually doing like the lighting and stuff, because that's what they do. So it was like, we wanted everything to, you know, we just wanted that whole feel, like, you know, the whole album was like that.
Yeah.
The whole album was like that, you know what I'm saying? Where this whole album felt like a party almost, like with us, you know what I'm saying? It was like regenerated ourselves. It was a rebirth, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And Mike and I, we said, we're gonna do it big, and we're gonna have fun doing it. So that's exactly what it is, and that's what the energy and the spirit you feel with For Us.
Love it.
Yeah, that's an amazing song. And like, compared to your other projects, did this album take longer? Was it shorter? Like, was it harder to make this EP, or was it easier? Because Mike, we spoke off the air, and you said that you guys had to change directions a couple of times to get to this point. Like, just take me through that.
Yeah, I will say once we started the whole recording process, it took about 3 months. So it wasn't really a long process, but we kept starting and stopping. And the reason being is because, you know, everything that we started with, like from a year ago, it's like we heard it, and we rolled with it, we listened to it, and then we had some people liking it, and then we would like it 1 minute, and then we wouldn't like it, and then it's like, man, that ain't the record. So we, you know what I mean? So, because it sounded too reminiscent of it sounded too far left for me. You know, it sounded like we were trying to do too much, as opposed to gradually allowing the world to grasp the fact that it's only 2 members. You know what I mean? And the sound, even though it's gonna still be reminiscent of 112, it's gonna sound different. Like, that's me doing a lot of those backgrounds. I was doing a lot of those backgrounds in the original version of 112, but it's more.
It's in your face. It's in your face.
Yeah, it's more aggressive now. It's more aggressive. Like the music and what we're saying, how we're saying, is more in your face, as opposed to being more, you know, smooth or whatever. So we wanted to maintain that from the 112 sound, but we also wanted to, you know, just take it up a notch, another notch. That's not necessarily do what's in 2020's time, but just take it up a notch. You know what I mean? Just take it up, evolve, and go from there. So still maintaining that 112 sound and then bringing it to 2020. That was the challenge. You know what I'm saying? That was the challenge for us. So every time we would do a record, like from a year ago, we'd listen to it, ride with it, go do some shows or whatever, and just play it continually for like, you know, the entire trip, and you know, and then we let it go. And then we would go back again. We like, all right, man, okay, let's get some more records. So we heard some more records. People were submitting records left and right. We listened to them. What you think about this, Slim? I mean, I like it. I don't love it. Slim would send me some, what you think about this? Man, I don't like that at all. It just evolved into that, man. And then we finally just, we started vibing with Great Scott. And we actually sat down and started vibing with him, and we started listening to some of his music. And once he brought in Ty and Young Marco, they kind of re-energized our way of thinking when it came to doing the music, because we're thinking of, we have to be like a new age 112. And they were like, nah, y'all just got to be y'all, just, you know, just a better version of it. You know what I'm saying? So still be us, but then that's where the For Us, you know, came into play. We took it back. Instead of going forward, we actually took it back and did some things that were reminiscent of what, you know, you know and you love of 112. The hard-hitting East Coast sounding tracks, the harmonies, Slim singing them leads, man, and just giving you that presence and that sound, you know. And it's just, brother, it was just, once we heard that, we were like, all right, we on to something. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so that was really the reason why we just wanted to make sure, like I said earlier, we did not want to give our fans, you know, some bullshit. We didn't want to give you, you know, saying records that was just thrown, oh man, you know what, it's an EP. You know, and here you go, here goes some records. We don't do that, because, you know, our legacy is, like you said, man, we up here with that thing, man. You know, as far as like the pedestal and our expectations. So yeah, man, like it was just us saying, nah, that's not it. That's not good enough. That's not it. That's not good enough. And we finally found a sound that was good enough, and we can evolve from there.
Can I just say, I love the fact that you guys gave us an intro, an outro, and, you know, an intermission, because that was really authentic down to the original 112 sound. And we're not getting that anymore from anyone, that type of stuff. But we loved hearing that.
Can I give you a fun fact on that, man? Like that, none of that almost made the EP.
Oh wow!
Like we almost didn't do it, and then, like I said, these young dudes, they came over like, nah, y'all gonna give us an intro, y'all gonna give us some interludes, and we was like, oh okay, damn, I guess we doing it.
Yeah,
because you know they were really, they saw the potential as well, and we were like, man, it's you know, even though we didn't want to half-ass the EP, we still were like, you know, let's save this, man, for this album. Like, let's save this for this album, and let's give them this, and let's give them. Them dudes were like, nah, bro, you got to give them intro, you got to give them you got to give them interlude, and you got to give them an outro, bro. Like, you got to do that, because that's y'all 112 sound. That's what people are waiting to hear from you guys. Yep. And y'all got to do it. I mean, it didn't take us long to, you know, convince us to do it, but, you know, like, man, are y'all sure, man? An intro, interlude, and all that? Yeah. So, all right, well, I guess we do. So that's where that came from, man. They almost didn't make it.
Wow.
I'm glad it did.
Slim, I got to ask, man, like, just looking back at 112, you guys always had a huge collective, whether it was Bad Boy or even on the last official 112 album, you know, so many different management teams. Now it's just up to you guys. You guys have a really small, tight-knitted group, like, and obviously that means more falls on your guys' shoulder. Like, what was that transition like, and what has that process been like for you guys?
I got 2 words for that. Thank God. hey, that's not something I was used to. I ain't gonna front. Like, yo, like when I came back, and I came in 2012, and it's just to entertain this whole situation. That was something that I wasn't cool with that.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you know, a close-knit family is way better. The communication is way better. Mm-hmm. And, you know, it's just like, with this situation right here, everybody's on one accord. There's no ulterior motives. There's none of that. I love my brother, Mike. I know my brother loves me. I know that the crew that's working together, we all love each other. So it's more than just a paycheck. This is we all want this 112 brand to, at the end of the day, we all have the same goal, to be inducted in the Hall of Fame, to have the star on the Walk of Fame. You know what I'm saying? And to go out with us, when you say the best R&B, you know what I'm saying, the R&B male groups of this era, you can't even have a conversation without saying 112, period. So, you know what I'm saying? We were working on, that's the reason why we wanted this type of a crew, and we wanted, it's like, you know, you just got to scrap off all the fat, you know what I'm saying? Let's get straight to the main beef. And that's pretty much, I'm just, hey, thank God.
That's dope. Let me ask you guys this. You know, we support 112 heavily, and one thing we still encounter a lot is, you know, where's the other members? And we just try to keep informing people, like, you know, this is the group now. They're carrying the legacy. You got to just get with it. They're still making great music. But from you guys' perspective, how do you deal with that? Do you still get a lot of that from your fans asking, where's the other members? And how do you, you know, approach that?
We don't get a lot of where are the other members, because I think after 2.5 years, they know that the members aren't here anymore. But it's more like, you know, they're making declarative statements now. Now it's like, you know, I wish you guys would get back together, or, you know, it's a lot of that. You know, it's like, you know, where sometimes you get a lot, you know, some people will ask, you know, where are the other two guys? And then that's when we'll, like, you know, respectfully, you know, let them know, like, hey, listen, you know, them guys, you know, made a decision to leave 2 years ago, and you got to respect that. Like, you know, if we're not going to stop because they decided to, you know, go in a different direction. So, and so we get a lot of that. But for the majority's sake, is people are just saying, listen, you guys still sound good. The EP sounds good. I just, you know, they're reminiscing. You know what I mean? They're reminiscing on the old days when, and I totally get it. Nobody. And I will say this until, you know, the end of time. Nobody is more disappointed in what happened and how it went down than Slim and myself. Nobody. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because we did everything that we could to prevent it from going down. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, if the Most High is telling you to go in a certain direction, who are we to tell you to do otherwise? You know what I mean? So we had to accept it, and we would just like for the populace to accept it as well. You know, change is inevitable, man. It always happens. And you know, I felt some kind of way initially when Jodeci broke up and it was Casey and JoJo, but I eventually got over it. You know what I mean? And so, you know, I feel like as long as people, and we're doing things now, like the EP is a prime example of us being able to etch our names into a different stratosphere with, you know, this project or whatever. Because as long as we was holding on to those past, you know, accomplishments, then people were going to always be able to, you know, like, you know,
try to attach the past to what you're doing.
Exactly. You know, so I got lost for a second, but I'm sorry, bro. But yeah, man, like people, like, they want to dissect and all that stuff that happened in the past, and we'll never take anything away from the past. You know, those guys contributed to what 112 is, and you cannot take that away from them. You know what I mean? And we would never try to take that away from them. But this is 112 now, and you know, we would just like for those same fans to allow us the opportunity to show you that we're trustworthy and we can keep, you know, pushing the 112 train moving forward. And this EP is helping in that regard a lot. You know what I mean? Because now people are starting to accept, just like with Casey and JoJo, starting to accept when they came out with All My Life. Hey man, that's Casey and JoJo now. You know what I'm saying? So right now, like for us, for example, like they're hearing this now. Oh man, that's 112 now, man. Like, you know what I mean? So it's slowly but surely, man. But yeah, we are definitely we're still getting a lot of this stuff. When we got it in verses. We got it with the EP coming out. Anytime you see Slim and myself in any major publications or whatever, you know, the questions don't pop up. Where are the other two guys, or this, that, and the third, or whatever. And it used to bother me, but I get it, you know, and I get it, you know, and really it's a testament to, you know, how awesome the 112 brand really is, because if people didn't give a damn, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm glad that they're still, you know, saying, talking about our asses, man. But you know, the truth of the matter is, man, like we this version of 112, in my opinion, I'm not just saying this, man. Like, this is the much better version of 112, only because we have a singular goal. Everybody that's in the circle now has one goal, and that's 112 moving forward.
Yeah.
And there's no ancillary, ulterior motives or anything like that, man. It's just straight, no chaser. We want to be the best. You know what I'm saying? And screw everything else, man. So that's where we are with it, man. And that's why I can say with 100% certainty that this is the best iteration of 112, even though we still hear we still hear the questions and stuff. Like, we still get that.
Yeah,
I love that.
Amazing. Man, Slim, I gotta say, when I watched the versus battle that you guys had with Jagged Edge, like, we know you guys bring the hits, we know you guys can perform vocally, but it's the songwriting. I always feel like that's an underrated aspect of 112 from the beginning even to this new EP. The songwriting ability, man, just you gotta brag on it a little bit. Like, just talk about that songwriting.
Well, you know what? Yeah, that's something we did definitely. We love putting our hats on. In verses, we didn't get a chance to really highlight it. You know what I mean? And maybe because that was it depended on the group that we were going against.
Yeah.
So, we had it been another group, they probably would have felt that song. They would have felt that the fury of the songwriting capability of what we have. So, the great thing about 112 is the fact that, you can't put us in a box. Like, usually people, like, when they say, okay, what's your definition of a group? Like, when we look at ourselves, one of the groups that we look up to is New Edition. You know what I'm saying? You have New Edition, where you have a multi-platinum brand that hosts multi-platinum artists inside of it. And they have a group that's multi-platinum inside of the group. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Same as, oh my God. I got a feeling that the night's gonna be.
Black Eyed
Black
Peas.
Eyed Peas.
Black Eyed Peas, yeah.
Yeah.
That's like, we love those type of groups, like, where their sky is the limit. You know what I'm saying? We can do it whatever we want. Like, for myself, it's very personal, because it's like, look at what 112 has accomplished inside of the brand. We have accomplished the fact that we have a multi-platinum brand that have written and produced multi-platinum situations for ourselves and other artists. And then you had myself, I was a successful solo artist, and now Mike and myself are a successful duo.
Yeah.
And on the same brand of 112, you know what I'm saying? Like, we already have a top 20 record already. And now here comes these records right here. And I don't even want to talk about the stuff that's coming up. Like, we 1 week out.
Yeah.
Hey, one week, we just dropped the EP, and this is independent. This is wildly independent.
Yeah.
And we got some crazy stuff that's happening right now.
That's
Wow.
amazing.
So it's a blessing, man. And I'm glad I'm sharing this with Mike. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a reason why we always stood next to each other. It was all, you know what I'm saying? Like, we were the cooler ones, the closer ones in the group. You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We respect each other, and I'm just so happy to actually be doing this with my brother.
It's amazing, guys.
Nice.
Hey, we're just about out of time, but before we get out of here, just fill us in. I heard you guys mention an album you guys are working on. What can we expect going forward?
Well, man, here's the thing, man. We had intention on brainstorming like in December and January, but with the positive feedback that we're getting for us, man, it's like we really want to ride this train, man, as much as we possibly can, man, for as long as we possibly can, because one of the things that we did not want to do, especially with this whole COVID thing, whatever, was just let this EP fall by the wayside, man. Like, we did not want that to happen, because we knew that it was some amazing music that we had put together, and it was some amazing songs on this EP. So we want to push this as long as we possibly can. So I honestly think that realistically we'll start brainstorming around maybe January, end of January, February, we'll start brainstorming. But yeah, we still got a lot more music with this, man. We exclusive, from what I understand. We're talking about that being the next single after For Us. And then we also have Looking for Love, after that as well, man. So we still got a little ways to go with this EP before we, even think about it. But we're on the right path as far as, putting an album together, what to expect and what to do musically
Right.
With the success of this EP. We know, like, just by listening to people, we know, okay, we can do that. Okay, we may not want to do that, you know, but so it's you know, that's what we're giving. So it's all analytics now, man. You know, everything is so analytical now. So we're just really, you know, getting data, you know, as much as we possibly can, and, you know, putting this plan together on how we want to, you know, come at this album, because like I said before, this is my third time saying it, man. Like, the bar is here now, man. Like, that bar is up here, man, and we know that the fans are gonna expect greatness. So no pressure, but
You're right.
So yeah, we're excited. We're excited though. We're excited for the challenge. Like, the worst thing you can do is tell us we can't do something. That's the worst thing in the world, bro. Don't tell us that we can't do something, okay? Because we'll show you. You know what I mean?
We'll show you. Exactly.
I love it. I love it. Well, Mike and Slim, thank you so much for taking the time out, and thank you so much for keeping this 112 brand alive, moving it forward. We love the EP, love what you guys are doing, man. Just thank you.
Thank you so much, guys. And if you can, man, if you're listeners, thank y'all so very much for supporting 112. Keep supporting. You know, I got soul. And man, listen, bro, these are some of the most genuine, nicest dudes that you'll ever meet. And they're honest. And that's the one thing that I do. You know, I always tell you about it. I say, man, like, y'all are honest. And it's no sugarcoating. You know, it is what it is. If you like something, you'll say it. If you don't, then you will definitely let us know. And you know, Slim and myself, we love it. You know, we've been in the game 24 years, trust me. And we were signed a Bad Boy for 7 of those years, man. So you done heard everything you can possibly tell about 112. So, you know, we love honesty, man. Like, we dwell in honesty. We dwell in the honest life. So that's what, you know, that's what we like to, you know, and we love you guys, man. And if you could please tell your fans, well, I'll tell them that basically, if you can follow us on YouTube, it's 112 Rebirth TV on YouTube, and subscribe. You know, that would help out a lot, so we can get more content out to you guys. We can get more behind the scene, more, you know, documentary, you know, more webisodes, all of that stuff, man. And but we need you guys to like and subscribe, so we can, you know, get that content going on and stuff. So, man, and also we got what else we got, Slim? We got 112forever.com.
Yeah.
That's our official website page, and you can get our merch, you know, from there. We got the mask, we got the neck gaiters, we got the cute footies for the women, we got the t-shirts, you know what I mean? And so yeah, we're moving forward, man. We're moving forward with a lot of things, and thank you guys again, man, so very much. We appreciate you.
Love that. Thank you so much, guys. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. 112.
We'll talk soon.
Yes, sir.
Guys.
Yes.